of a second off the world record. Kiprono was incredible. What a solo run. The women are up tonight. Will we see similar sparks? I think it might be a slightly more tactical affair. Very quick still, but it perhaps won't be quite so cut and dry. Cherop on the outside there, looking a little bit nervous.
So she won the 5,000, Rosie. We've got the first two from the 5,000. Gumi as well behind her, so trying to do the double here, Cherop.
Well, Tsigab there as well, Shalul. And Gumi there. There she is, introduced to the crowd. Again, looking very nervous. These women, perhaps remembering how tough it was to run in the smoky air, they all look very, very nervous. Not the relaxed scenes we've had on the start line previously. Maxego, Yeiko, Rono there as well. Namaguri of Japan. Be interested to see how she takes this on. We know the Japanese really enjoy a front run, so that could be very, very interesting. Sue there, Katie Pye of Great Britain, the European under-18 champion over 3,000 metres back in 2024. And we've got that second start line a little bit further back, of course, just to allow the stagger to unwind, keep things a little bit less crowded in the opening few hundred metres.
Conditions pretty good, I reckon, Rosie, don't you? I mean, it's still warm, but at least it's shaded all the way around the track. I think not bad conditions.
No, absolutely. They'll feel much better. The air's clearer. It's easier on the lungs tonight. There's Wasson. Daly there as well. Salaziki, the Swede, looking pretty relaxed. Mulder's there. These guys looking a little bit happier on the start line now. Palatelli, Rob, Voikin really focusing in, a grin when the camera sees her, but she's locked in, isn't she? Baker there, the Australian.
And Lawton's 15 years of age, the Australian, the youngest on the Australian team. She's 15.
What an achievement. Ferrari there as well. Aral, Ashida, Nyamungenga, and Tefera on the inside, the Norwegians. So, some big talents. Some previous world medalists from earlier on in the competition. Some world medalists from Lima as well. Cherop, silver back in 2024. Well, here we go. How are they going to attack this then? The men, so interesting last night. The Kenyans really went for it. What have we got here? It looks a little bit more calm, I have to be honest. Rono there. Just cruising around the Kenyan. 8:58 her best. The two Kenyans sat neatly at the front at the moment. They'll want to control this race somewhat, I imagine. We've got several athletes under 9 minutes. So it could turn out to be very quick in the end. But at the moment, things staying relatively calm, collected. Everybody, pretty big group. It will split off, Bruce. There's 7.5 laps to come. There will inevitably be gaps that begin to form. But at the moment, things have stayed a much more relaxed pace than we saw compared to last night.
For sure. And who comes to the fore here? Is it the 8 or 9 women that ran in the 5,000 metres, or is it the group that are fresh? So from that 5,000 metres, we've got first, second, fifth, 8th, 9th and 12th, so, and some others. So we have 3 of the top 5, and we've got the first and second, and they are up the front at the moment. So Cherop's there, and not far behind her is Gumi again, and the first of the Kenyans, Mageso's there as well. Cherop, so how do you recover? The air wasn't great on that night in terms of, you know, the smoke around because of the wildfires. She was quite dominant in the end. We know her pedigree, but it's not easy just to come back, and you can't just flick a switch, can you? No, you absolutely can't. And I'll say, Bruce, I mean, I ran up the stairs to our commentary position that smoky evening, and my chest this person in the world, but I'm not unfit either. So it wasn't the easiest conditions, definitely not on these guys' level, but to recover from that, both physically in the legs, but also in the lungs as well. So hopefully they've had a chilled out couple of days. I'm sure they've done a few shakeouts, but nothing too intense. Cherop happily ticking through. Gumby just behind her. Maxio and Rono. The ones that we'd expect to be at the front, the big hitters, they're all there. And the Swedes are a powerful and courageous runner, isn't she? She was 5th, Sergio, in that 5,000 metres, and she was in the mix for quite a while. So the Africans look now as if, Rosie, they've got themselves into a rhythm. Do they start to slowly wind it up and put a bit of a slow? Suddenly, look, we're not getting big gaps, but between first and last now is probably 20 metres or 15 metres more than it was in the previous lap. So, and coming up to the first K, we'll get an idea of exactly what pace they're running at.
Yeah, it's stretched out quite a lot. In fact, that's a really nice sight, isn't it, having the train of athletes snaking around that bottom bend. I really enjoyed watching that, Bruce. But yeah, we'll get an idea in a moment or two as they come around. 900 metres run, brinking towards that first kilometre split. The Africans looking very relaxed there. They're all trotting along in a very metronomic manner, aren't they?
So the championship record is 8:41 Dagifa, so they're going to go through in 3:02, so that's 9:06 pace, so it's solid, and you know they'll kick it down.
Cherop looks full of running and full of confidence, and so too potentially Krutilova. First time clearances at 25, 35, and now 40. So often missing out on a major medal. She's got the talent, and tonight, thus far, she is delivering brilliantly. The first to go over 4:40, and you can see the emotion in her eyes. One failure at 4:10, and then it's a clean card. Belchenko, one failure at 25. She came in early. It's been a long night for her. She's already had clearances at 95.10. Does she join Krutilova? Oh, yes, she does. It's come alive. Ukraine against Czechia. Potentially here for the gold. Didn't even brush it. This is bubbling beautifully on the pole vault bed.
Well, things have developed somewhat on the track. We've now got a split in the race. A good group have broken away, Bruce. The Africans in there, the Swedes there as well. The Japanese athlete, Tuk's right at the back of it. She's holding on really nicely, actually.
So we're down to 9 up the front, Rosie. So 9 in a field of 27. So a third of them have broken away here, and that's where the medals will lie. We know that all the big guns are there. All the big guns. No one has spent too much too early. Everyone in this group would think to themselves, I've got a chance of a medal tonight. I've got a chance of a medal tonight.
Absolutely. Well, they come round again. 3 laps to go, they'll see this time round. Okay, so it's been really settled at the front there, hasn't she? Gumi just coming through. But these guys, they're just ticking along really, really nicely. The pace is beginning to pick up now. We're not far away from that 2-kilometre split. We'll get a better idea of how much. But in the last lap or so, it's been a noticeable change in cadence. And now we've got 4 of them breaking away from that 9. That group beginning to split in half now. Cherop in there, I think she could be a real threat. Gumbi, happy to lead along. Cherop just hitting the front for the very first time with about 1 kilometre to go. The 2 Ethiopians tucked in nicely. Will they work together here, Tsigab and Gumbi? We'll have to wait and see.
Gee, that's so much quicker. 3:02 the first K, down to 2:53. That's why the damage has been done, Rosie. That's why the gaps now are really opening up. So 9, Rosie, suddenly become 4. And we've got the Swede off the back. She was 5th in the 5,000 metres. We've talked about coming back, how hard it might be. Well, for Cherop at the moment, it's looking pretty good.
It is looking very, very good. That 4 is about to become 3. The Kenyan just being dropped there. Maxeo, she did a big shift on the front, actually. And I think she could be in danger. The Swede is closing down. Tsigab also looking smooth. Gumbi just beginning to fade now. 3 starting to become 2. Gumbi's really going to have to rally here. Maxeo's still in 4th, but the Swede is up onto her shoulder now, and there she goes. She comes past her. Sernjul into 4th. Gumi doing really well. She's getting herself back on the pack of those two. 2 become 3 yet again. Cherop still leading. Here we come. The bell goes. Cherop, Tsigab, Gumi, Sernjul coming through now. The Swede having a fantastic run. I'm so impressed with that 4th place at the moment. But still at the front of the race, Cherop's leading. 300 metres to go, and these 3 all still really in contention. Gumbi's done so well, not only to get herself back on the end of it, but to now be challenging. Tsigab has to be really aware of the danger of her teammate behind. Cherop, no move has been made yet by her. The Ugandans still at the front, still ticking along. No strain on any of their faces yet. The 3 of them all still moving along as one. Cherop looking really comfortable. Now the pace picks up ever so slightly and Gumi begins to suffer. Tsigab starting to move wide now. Is she going to use the bend to slingshot round? I think she might. The Ethiopian and Ugandan tussling away down the home straight. The Ethiopian comes through. Tsigab's going to take it. What a wonderful kick now. Watch out for Gumi. It's a battle for bronze. It's going to be an Ethiopian 1-2. Wow. Tsigab, Gumi, Cherop. A lovely personal best, 8:43.65 for Tsigab. Gumi comes through just a second and a half after, 8:45.06, 8:45.59 for Cherop. Sernjul with a wonderful 4th place in the national junior record. That's really impressive running. Nagamori as well, a very strong 5th. Maxeo, the Kenyan, fading to 6th in the end. She did a real shift in the early stages. Cherop already with her support group, her fan group.
15-year-old Lawton of Australia in 8th place. 15-year-old in 8th place. 2nd fastest ever. Ethiopia 1-2. And the woman that didn't run the 5K beats the 2 that got the gold and the silver in that 5K. It was a great race, Rosie.
Well, it's understandable, isn't it? These championships, they're not that long. We're here for 4 or 5 days in total. Well, 5 days, really. But these guys, they've been racing very close together, and the conditions a few days ago were not ideal for distance running. The heavy air would have taken its toll on the lungs of Cherop and Gumi. But a brilliant run from Tsigab.
Tactically perfect, wasn't it? She
Absolutely.
waited and waited. She refused to commit early. And you could see, Rosie, the strain on Cherop's face when they entered the straight. Hard to do the double. Only 2 women have done it, actually. And the last time it was done, it was by Meseret Difar, one of the all-time greats, in 2002. It is so hard. She's given it everything, hasn't she?
She really has. That's heavy strapping around the Achilles and up the calves. I dare say, reminiscent of some sorts of plantar fasciitis or Achilles tendonitis, perhaps. Very common stress injuries when it comes to training and growing as well. But Tsigab will be delighted.
This was almost the moment, and this was the moment at the top of the straight. Gumi rallies here, so Cherop passed Tsigab, and
But I tell you what, it's red hot in terms of the atmosphere.
And there's the final lineup.
Well, we've got the results there. Tsigab with that confirmed. 8 minutes 43.65 for a personal best. Such a good run. I thought the tactics at play was so entertaining to watch. Ferrari there with a personal best. So too Wasson and Voikin. Season's best. National under-20 records throughout the field. So strong. You can see we've not even broken 10 minutes there,